Now that we've used some lighting presets, let's go ahead and create our own lighting. So I'm going to go to here, go down to lighting. I'm going to say create new. When you create a new lighting, this little light rig editor shows up. You can name your lights. So I'll call it my cool lights. And then what I can do is I can choose what kind of lighting I want to use. So I'm going to use a softbox. Well, let's start with a spotlight just so you can see. If I add a spotlight in here, you'll notice you can't see much in here because it's actually back behind the stereo. But you can see it's on the light. You can see the light right there. Now, if I want to change that, if I hit L and I show the light, now you'll see this little manipulator show up. Now, you can't see much because it's so dark, but I can grab that manipulator and start moving it around, and I'm moving that light wherever I want it to go. I can also come over here and I can change the angle just by rotating the slider. I can change the height of it so I can make it lower or higher. I can change the distance so it's farther away. And I can change the intensity so I can really blow that spotlight up. And I can change colors. So like if I want a green light, I can make that light really green. The other thing I can do is I can delete that light. So I can just click it and it deletes that light. Now let's go with a softbox. And I'm going to add a softbox. Now this one's a little more broad. It spreads out the light quite a bit more like it would in Photography Studio. And I can do the same thing. So I'm actually going to rotate this up, bring up the intensity quite a bit. And then you can see what that softbox does. And once again, I can just grab this little manipulator and move it around in real time. Like this. It's doing this, all the ray tracing and everything is working in real time. So now I can grab the target and I can actually start to move the target of the light wherever I want to. So I might have it right here. And I can rotate around and go, oh, okay, well I want it to be kind of right here at the top and in the middle. Right there. That's where I want that target to be for that light. And once again, I can just delete it if I don't like it. So now let's go to overhead light, and I'm going to add that. Now what this does is this light does a lot. As you can see, it's right here above. Now I have the ability to do width. I can do depth, so I can change, and you can see how the shadows are changing based on how I change that shape. So the smaller it gets, the more sharp my shadows are. These are still fuzzy, but the sharp they are because it's not as big. If I make that much bigger, you'll notice the shadows get a lot more fuzzy. So that allows me to have some really nice above lighting, and I can change the intensity, really make it go up. And when you do this, you have to think about how ray tracing is being affected. So right now I have it on low quality, and so you're going to get some spotting and stuff, but it's the best way to do it while you're setting up your lights. So let's just go back down to normal intensity. I can type in 100%. And I could change the color if I want, but I won't. So let's save a light rig that we like, or create one that we like, and we'll save it. I'm going to actually delete this overhead light, and we're going to start with a softbox. I'm just going to add that back in. And I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to maybe make it a little taller. I'm going to kick that intensity up quite a bit. So it's kind of my key light, like that. I'm going to add another one over here. Make this one kind of a bounced light, if you will. So I'll put it over here like this, kind of a fill light, maybe pull the intensity up a little bit, maybe bring the height down on it. Okay, so that gives me my fill. I'm going to click on this light and slide it over here just a little bit more. Okay, then I'm going to add kind of a rim light from behind. So let's do the same thing. So I'm going to go softbox. I'm going to move it right behind it. I'm going to put it way up high, and I'm going to go just kick up the intensity quite a bit, like that. Okay, so now you'll see I have this lighting set up, and let's call this, instead of my cool lights, let's call it like product showcase. There. Okay, now I can hit L to hide the lights, and now you can see I've got this really nice kind of product highlight video. And if I don't like the way that the shadows are over here, or it's a little too dark, I can always hit L again, and then I can go to this light, and I can turn the intensity up just a little bit to fill that in. Click on it, hit L again, there we go. So now I've got a little more fill light there. So that's how you set up a custom light rig inside of Stage. Now if I close this, and I go back over to my lighting panel, or my lighting menu, you'll notice now I have Product Showcase. Let's say I switch over to back over to Butterfly, and I want to go back over to Product Showcase. If I go Lighting and I click Product Showcase, there it is. But you'll notice now if I hit L, I can't click on the lights anymore. That's because you didn't go into edit mode. So to go into edit mode, you click on Lighting right here, and then you click Edit. Once I click Edit, now you'll see that light rig editor come back up, and I can start clicking and moving lights however I want to, and those will be saved. Okay. The other thing I can do is I can delete a light rig. So if I come in here and I go, I don't like this light rig, I can actually hit Delete Light Rig right here on the garbage can. It asks me if I want to. I say yes. Now you'll notice there's no lights in here. And you'll also notice if I go to my lighting menu, I don't have that anymore. So you want to make sure that you're really ready to delete those if you don't want it. So let's do this one more time. Create new, call it something. This, let's add a softbox. We'll put it right here. We'll kick the intensity up like we did before. We'll do another one, put it here, and maybe kick the intensity up just a little bit and put it a little lower. And then another one, and we will slide it behind, go a little higher, and push that intensity. And there we go. So now I've got that all set up again. I'm going to close that, hit L, and I've got my lighting all set up again. So that's how you do it, and that's how quick it is.